Give me the state of human rights violation as you have observed as Triple C. And then also talk to me about your projections as we go to 2023 elections. And then finally, talk to me about the institutions that support democracy and whether they're doing that.
Okay, so I think that since the coup of November 2017 and with the election that came after that, we saw a shift in the types of human rights violations. Abductions were not commonplace as they are now. We've seen women being abducted, young people being abducted and being disappeared without any recourse when they then resurface. And sometimes they even turned perpetrators after they've been abducted. So abductions are really on the rise. And then also the use of or the abuse of the judiciary has become sharper. We can see that there is a lot of political motive behind what happens in court now than what it was like before. So, and then also what we have noticed is that, of course, as always, the violence escalates around elections. So this year, when we had the by-elections, the violence escalated, even leading to the murder of Mboneni in Kwekwe, where there was a by-election during the election campaign. And then also now, if you notice the patterns of politically motivated violence are not isolated. There's a pattern. They are happening in places where we have by-elections. So we've had by-elections continuously because there was a backlog because of COVID. So this whole year we've been having by-elections in different places. And you see that in those places, it's violence escalates. So also the perpetrator, because previously, before 2017, I think it used to be direct state-sponsored violence, but now you see vigilante groups of ZANU-PF beating up people, burning houses, and how the state comes in now is that they are not looking for accountability, they're not demanding accountability, they're not punishing anyone for those crimes because of undue political influence. So the perpetrators are just roaming around, but they are vigilante groups. So that's a very dangerous situation going into 2023, where you have the state doing it, you have ways of, forcing them to scale down. But where you have citizens hitting other citizens or, turning violent on other groups, you are it's a real threat for national instability. So that's a very dangerous situation, and I think the violence will escalate as we go towards the election, possibly because the opponent in power is feeling threatened, and has resorted to their traditional means of preserving power and authority.
And I want you to talk about the institutions supporting democracy as provided for by the Constitution.
Oh, okay. The Chapter 12 institutions, the Human Rights Commission, the Gender Commission, NPRC. For me, those are toothless bulldogs. It was a good idea to have them in the 2013 Constitution that we all voted for. But I think it goes beyond just not having funds, but also to the issue of having no political will. And the way the commissioners are appointed means that there is undue political influence. For example, the chairpersons of all the Chapter 12 institutions are appointed by the sitting president. The sitting president, whom we know is the chief instigator of the violence we see in this country. So how are they then going to really investigate in earnest and bring to light the violations that we see? So they haven't really done much. We tried to engage them several times. We did put a complaint when the trio of Joanna Mamombe, Cecilia Chimbiri and Netsai Marua were abducted. The Gender Commission did come to the hospital, spoke to the three, and then also did an investigation. Same thing with the Human Rights Commission, but we never got the findings of their reports or their recommendations. I have constantly pestered them, and they've said that no, because the cases are in court, we have our findings, but we hold them in abeyance until the cases are concluded in court. And we know it's just, political gimmick. They don't want to be involved. They want to pay a blind eye, and yet these commissions employ, lots of people and support the lifestyles of these commissioners. They get big cars. They live in the leafy suburbs of Harare, in government houses. So their lifestyles are being supported. And yet at the end of the day, we don't see any result in terms of how society, the Zimbabwean society is going, progressing in a positive direction in terms of human rights.
Thank you so much.